actually made this drum. Welcome to my studio. How are you doing? How's your soul doing today? Are you enjoying this beautiful Easter weekend? It's a little bit chilly in the Niagara region, but I'm still getting out. I'm just about to go for a run. Get the blood flowing, get out for my daily little breath of fresh air. I wanted to share with you today a couple of pieces. This was my very first piece that I ever made with encaustic wax. I've spoken a lot about potentiality, seeing the potential in materials. And I love working with humble materials. And what I consider humble materials are things that we take for granted in our daily lives. We think that they have one purpose and one purpose only. And we don't see beyond that. And I love seeing beyond that. And maybe I can inspire you, because inspiration is pure gold to any artist. And it is such a gift if you can inspire somebody. So I would love to think that these videos are inspiring people to maybe just, be that drop in an ocean where even if for just a nanosecond, if you can look at something and see it slightly different, then that would be a gift for me. So this piece is very seed pod-like. And a lot of my seed pods, are kind of based on milkweed. Milkweed to me is a very fond childhood memory. We used to have a cottage, and I so remember as a child playing with milkweed. So that's where a lot of this seed pod inspiration comes from. And it's a very nice shape for encaustic wax or fiber, and it's a very feminine shape. So potentiality, seeing potentiality in things. So this undulating innard of the seed pod is actually made from coffee filters. The backside of the seed pod, the ribs are made from bamboo that I took out of a bamboo shade. And the covering on the back of this is actually pantyhose. So here we are, 3 materials that maybe you wouldn't think of creating a piece of artwork like this. But it is one of my very, very favorite pieces. Although maybe I say that about every one of them. I'm not sure. But for me, it is always the journey of making artwork. It is never the destination. I mean, I have these lovely pieces hanging in my apartment. But, for me, it's all about the journey, truly. I wanted to show you another piece that I made. And I didn't hang it on the easel because I really want to be able to hold it and show you the 3 dimensions of it. So it's this piece. And I just want to kind of turn it around here and maybe get kind of an idea. I have tried to photograph this piece so many times, and even tried to have professional photographers try to photograph this piece. But it just never does it justice, and I'm sure even this really isn't doing it justice, but at least you get more of an idea of how, undulating this piece is. So this piece is, it's a technique called shibori, and I've used shibori, it's often done on fabric. And I've used it many, many times on making silk scarves or dyeing fabrics. But this time I had used like a rice paper. And I was able to retain the shape of the shibori, which is a pleating technique, by using encaustic wax. And this piece, although it looks very fragile, is actually quite durable. Yeah, and I just, again, I love it. This piece is called Swarm. And funny enough, I made it quite a few years ago. And about, I'm going to say 3 years ago, I was actually swarmed by wasps. I had over 2 dozen, stings all over my body. And it really was very much like this. It was chaos, and it was hot, and it was, the swaying of my arms and trying to get my clothes off, trying to get these wasps out of my clothing, and just being stung over and over and over again. Yeah. But the reason I wanted to show you this piece is actually the background. So the background is actually made out of tea bags. So that kind of is the segue as to why I wanted to show you this work. Because I was thinking that maybe it would be an inspiration to you if I did more technique rather than just showed my artwork. So I was thinking about maybe doing something that we could journal together. Techniques of just finding pretty much everyday materials in my kitchen, in my home, that maybe I can show you something different in terms of how you can look at them as a creative tool. And I thought, if there were very just, simple materials that you could purchase at the stores that are open, and maybe, if you wanted to explore in depth, you could order online. But, you don't necessarily need to have a sketchbook or a journal. They can just be, ordinary paper that you have around the house. But I thought it would be kind of cool if I did a technique that you could do in a journal. Just using humble materials. Now, I do use a lot of ink, so if you are out and about and you're going to be picking up maybe a sketchbook or some sort of journal to journal and just try out some of these techniques, make it kind of like a sample book, I would recommend maybe some black ink or even some black acrylic paint might do. Glue, maybe some gel medium. That's all I can think of for now. I'm really going to try and stress just using things around the house and coming up with different techniques that we can build a sample book together. This one I'm just going to quickly flip through. I've done things with acetates, with some leafing. This is fabric and some aluminum cans. Again, acetates. I'm big on acetates, but you don't necessarily have to have acetates. Sometimes there are plastic films in like a box of pasta. So I'm going to try and really concentrate on just using things that you can get out of your kitchen cupboards. Wax paper. Wax paper is another awesome art material. So these are just some of the things that I've done previously in sketchbooks. I'm going to see what I can come up with. And it's a challenge for me to keep me busy, and maybe you'd like to join along with me. That would be so awesome. And maybe you could give me feedback too as to what you want to see. Thank you. Thank you so much for spending these few minutes with me today. I'm going to go out for my run, maybe a bike ride today if I can get my bike out. And I hope you are well and not just physically well too. I think we're all sort of, I know I am, feeling the effects a little bit on the mental. And so, you know, it's good to focus on things, and nothing better than doing art together. So, May you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe. May you be filled with peace and be at ease. Until the next time. Happy